So the big question is this: how do voiceover artists like us who are looking to take our careers to the next level, but don't buy into the claims of needing expensive equipment and demos, start bringing in new clients? How do you follow a clear path to changing your voiceover side hustle into your full-time job and stick it to those that said you couldn't? Those are the questions, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Earl Hall, and welcome to In the Booth with Earl Hall, where we know how to grind and don't quit. All right, guys, thanks so much for being here. It is Grind and Don't Quit Friday. That's right. We're going to get into all of your Q&A today. So this is the day. If you've got questions, if there's things you want to know about involving the voiceover industry, today is the day that we answer all of those questions. You guys know I'm here Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for you guys. Also been broadcasting for the first time on Instagram. This week has been my first full week of actually doing a live broadcast on Instagram. Normally I broadcast live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all at one time. So if you want to see the full thing and you want to get in on the discussions and everything else, go on over to stepstovoiceoversuccess.com. And right there on the homepage, you will literally see this in all of its full glory. I got a bunch of stuff happening over here on the screens, which always makes it rather fun. Let me just check one more thing here. But as I said, today is Grind and Don't Quit Friday. This is the day where I take your questions and answer the things that have been just irking you or the things that you just want to really know about in regards to the voiceover industry. One of the things that I know that a lot of voiceover artists deal with from time to time, whether it's, depression, whether it's you're just not growing the way that you think you ought to grow, or whatever. There's always these negative things that come into mind. I watched this film on, I think it was Netflix this week, and Tom Hanks was the star in the film, and it's called The Circle. And I think it's only available on Netflix. And there was one line in this whole thing that really, really got me. And what that line was, the girl that was playing one of the main characters in this movie, she was sitting in a job interview and they asked her her greatest fear. What was her biggest fear? And for whatever reason, the answer to that question that she gave was so poignant to me, and it struck a chord within me. And so when asked the question, what is your greatest fear? She thought for a second and she said, unrealized potential. And I think so many times that's what a lot of us deal with. We believe that we have all of this potential. We believe that we have all of this talent. We believe that we've got all of these great things to offer to the world. And for whatever reason, we can't fulfill that potential. And what I've come to understand about a lot of that is a lot of it is about taking advantage of every single opportunity that comes your way. Every single, no matter how big or how small, but not only the point about taking advantage of every opportunity, but being grateful for every opportunity. No matter how long I do this, no matter how many people I coach, there's one thing that continues to come across when I'm dealing with people and trying to help them build their voiceover career. It is the extreme lack of patience. And that lack of patience can come about from so many different angles, for so many different reasons. And some of that lack of patience, in many cases, comes from, you could be in a financial bind. You could be, money is a big deal, but no matter what the business is that you're starting, if you don't understand and realize that this takes time to do, and it's kind of hard to explain because until you accomplish a certain level in anything, with voiceover or any kind of business that you're trying to start, when you reach a certain level and you're able to look back, you understand why it took as long as it did. And you understand the need for it to take as long as it takes, because it will take time to do this. Started a really intense coaching program with a lot of folks just at the end of November. And one of the things that I still see is people looking for an immediate result. And when I look at the difference between the people that I've just started working with as opposed to the people that have been with me for close to a year now, I see them growing because they're now seeing the things come to fruition that I've talked about. One of the main things is it's going to take 60 to 90 days for you to see results from what it is that you put into this thing called voiceover. It's going to take 60 to 90 days to see any sort of result if you're doing the work appropriately. And I'm not talking about learning voiceover. I'm talking about you've learned it. Now we're talking about marketing. So it's the marketing that I'm talking about when it comes down to it's going to be 60 to 90 days. So what you do today, and I'm not talking about because you sent one email. No, I'm talking about you sent hundreds or thousands of emails in the course of a week, in the course of a month. 60 to 90 days from that point is when you'll start seeing some of the magic happen if you do it appropriately. And that's a big part of what it is that I teach. Good morning, everyone. I see Justin over on YouTube, Mage Pro. What's up, Thomas? I'm not finding much about agent negotiation. Do you have any advice? Okay, I'll deal with that in a moment. What's up, Dan? Leroy Hall from Jamaica. And let's see, Lenny, good morning, everyone. Glad to see you in here. And of course, all the folks that are watching in on Instagram right now, too. If you're on Instagram and you want to see this thing in all of its glory, go over to stepstovoiceoversuccess.com. And right on the homepage there, you can see everything, for lack of a better word. On yesterday, I've gotten so many different emails and queries, which have really made me glad concerning these emails from different voice actors that are looking to really develop a presence on social media by developing a YouTube channel or creating videos on Facebook and things of that nature. And so yesterday I gave a little behind the scenes. If you're not a free member at stepstovoiceoversuccess.com, you definitely want to do that. Join for free. And then you can join and get access to our Facebook group as well. So I posted my behind the scenes to show you everything that I had going on. And so that drummed up a bunch of different questions that came to mind as well. And while I'm doing this, go ahead and populate your questions about anything. Grind and Quit Friday is all about you. What do you want to know about? So questions. I'm going to go through a little bit of something here. Where's my other piece? I'm missing a piece. Oh, there it is. People are asking about YouTube videos, what it is, how that I create them, how that I create content so that I can bring more awareness to who I am and what it is that I do so that you folks know more about me. And one of the things that I want to show you is my Galaxy S8. This is my Galaxy S8. On Instagram, I'm using my iPhone 10 to record on Instagram right now. But at any rate, hey, how you doing? Vocal Eyes Voiceovers? Is that his? Vocal Eyes Voiceovers on Instagram. What's up, Steve? What's up, Squeaky Voices? I see a lot of your stuff. Been liking a lot of your stuff on Instagram. Thanks for being here. This was my camera for close to a year. If you've been following me for over a year, you've seen plenty of videos. I did close to 200 videos just last year. And you've seen me just in a regular atmosphere. You've seen me with green screen. You've seen the whole 9 yards. If you've been following me for a while on YouTube in particular, this was my camera every day for YouTube. Sometimes I still use this just to do a live stream if I'm in the car or whatever. Some of you that I coach, you Skype me and we're seeing each other on Skype. It's either through my Galaxy or through my iPhone that I use. There's no more, you've heard me say this over and over since the end of last year. There's no more excuses to not do something. You've got a video production studio right here because this was mine. This was mine. Now, one of the things that people ask about in particular is like audio. Well, Earl, how are you getting such good audio out of this stuff? What is making this stuff pop the way that it pops? Are you doing a lot of processing like within Adobe Audition or whatever? Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't. And it came a point where I really didn't have to do much. I want to give you some secrets how. In the description of this show, of this live broadcast, whether you are on, what do I want to say? In the description of this show, on YouTube, under the description, under Facebook, under the description, I've got a link to 2 pieces of gear. And these pieces of gear are actually, I just put them in my store this morning at stepstovoiceoversuccess.com because people were asking about it. The first piece of gear that I got, which made a tremendous difference, was this. Let me show Instagram. It's this. And what is this? It's a microphone by Rode, and it's called VideoMic Me. There is a dramatic difference from using your smartphone and then plugging this mic in from Rode. Just that simple. Plugging this mic in from Rode. Make sure everybody sees it. This microphone made a dramatic difference in my audio quality that I was getting, because usually when you're recording for something on YouTube, like right now, I'm holding it about an arm's distance away from me. It's about an arm's distance away. And, you know, I had a tripod that I would set my phone on and just hit record. And then, of course, when I had to edit or whatever, I did that within Adobe Premiere most of the time. That was my software package of choice for video production, obviously not in a live stream. But when I was producing a training video or something like that, have this phone set up on a tripod, pointed at me with the mic pointed at me. And this works, this microphone will work with an Android phone or even the new iPhones. All of the new iPhones come with that little thing because it doesn't have a headphone jack anymore. You just plug this into that and boom, you're ready to go. And it'll sit snug. Let me put this back on my phone. This little rubber piece on the back, this little piece here slides in and out. So you can get it closer, you know, and make it snug. So it's snug there. So it doesn't flop around or move around. It just points directly at you. And you want to make sure it's pointed at you so that you pick up the sound, because it is a very directional mic. Look at that in the description. Click on the link in the description. You can check it out for yourself. I think this runs about 50 bucks, I think, for this microphone that'll work with any of your smartphones to help you produce content. Now, what I'm about to show you bumped it up a whole nother level. Literally a whole nother level for me before I had my studio set up that I have now. Now, this was me still using my smartphone to record with this piece of gear. Let me show everybody. This piece of gear is called a Saramonic Smart Ring. I've got the link in the description as well. What this is, and it's got on the other end, it's got a cord attached, so it'll plug into your phone. The great thing about this is, you see the end of this? Yeah. You see the end of this? Yeah. It's an XLR connection. That means that, and also, look, you've got phantom power. There's phantom power on this as well. You can use this with a condenser mic or any other type of mic. It takes I believe it's a 9-volt. Yeah, 9-volt battery that just pops in the back. Boom. And what'll happen with this, when you plug this into your smartphone, then you can use any type of mic, like my little handy dandy shotgun mic. I used it a lot, even with my Neumann TLM-103. And you're talking about sound quality boost in just a regular YouTube video. I mean, now, of course, the sound quality that I'm using to record this is outstanding. I got mixers, I've got, you know, my microphone here, all this and that. Outstanding camera that I use right now for live streaming and everything else. But the thing is, with these simple pieces of gear that I'm holding in my hands, this was my video production studio. And that's all I needed. Besides, if you looked at the kind of behind the scenes that I showed on yesterday, lighting is important. When you look at the behind the scenes video that I did yesterday in our Facebook group, I think I put it on Instagram as well. I'm not sure. I think it's on my Instagram wall too. But thanks, Donovan. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much. Glad to see you in here. Donovan, by the way, I need to give Donovan a shout out. I hope he's still listening. I don't know if he came in and came out. Donovan really helped me a lot about 2 years ago. Really get some things underway. Gave me some outstanding advice. Follow Donovan_VO on Instagram. It's at Donovan_VO on Instagram. And I thank you for that comment, Donovan. Definitely thank you for that. And the amazing advice that you gave to me as well. So thanks, buddy. And continued success to you as well. In the video that I shared on yesterday, I think it's on Instagram or whatever, and it's on Facebook, lighting is important. I can show you one, I think, but this is a piece of lighting gear that I use. I don't know if you can see this on Instagram, but it's kind of like the umbrella light thing. Basically, I've got two lights on me. And lighting is extremely important when you're trying to do YouTube videos for anything. I have a light pointed directly at me, same type of light, and then I have another light on the side. So lighting is important. I will show you how important it is. I will turn off this light and I will turn off the light in front of me. Now you see the difference in recording with light and not recording with light. It makes a difference. You want to have, you know, they say you got to light up the stage, right? So you definitely have to do that. And it's not a big deal to do. Getting these light kits might have ran me about $30 for that. And I'm telling you all of this and I'm showing you all of this. I'm trying to give you all the information that I can in regards to all of this stuff that I do, because I know some folks have the talent to do this. And doing YouTube videos, live streams, and recording videos, how-to videos for your DAWs and microphones and all these different types of things are really important for someone that wants to bring awareness to themselves and what it is that they're doing. So that's my setup. If you have any questions in regards to that, please feel free to leave me a comment on the video or Facebook, whatever, and I will answer those questions for you in regards to that. Now what I want to do is go over, I'm taking questions on YouTube right now. So if you've got a question, the only place I'm taking questions is on youtube.com/EarlHallStudio. You can also go to the homepage for stepstovoiceoversuccess.com. If you go to that homepage, you can watch this video there and also comment there. And that's actually where I'm looking at to get questions and everything else. So if you got questions, I will take questions. And then once the questions stop coming in, hey, have a great Friday, right? All right. So let's go back and take a look at some of this. I knew we had one from Mage, from Thomas. All right. I'm not finding much about agent negotiation. Do you have any advice? When it comes down to finding an agent is relatively simple. They're everywhere. And when you're looking for an agent, you don't want to look up necessarily like voiceover agent. I don't know that there's any such a thing, but a talent agent in your area. That's the deal. So you look up talent agents in your area and they cover the gamut from actors to models to voice actors, things of that nature. So when it comes down to negotiating with them, the role of an agent is to negotiate for you. That's the role of the agent. Their role is to negotiate the best possible price that they can get to make sure that you get the best deal. Now, understanding that your agent is going to get, I think the standard rate is about 20%. The standard agent gets 20% commission based on what they negotiate for you. So they're not just negotiating for you, they're negotiating for themselves as well. Now, when it comes to negotiating with that agent, it's only a conversation. Now, depending on the side that you want to be on, if you want to be in the pre-negotiation where, you know, they say, hey, we want people to audition for this, it's more so about you being able to develop a relationship with the agent. Because if the only relationship you have with the agent is that you just do auditions and you send the auditions in, you never talk to them on the phone. I have one agent in particular that I talk to pretty much on a monthly basis just to see what's happening, what's going on, because they're right here in my city, in Milwaukee. And we've developed a good relationship because I've been able to offer them more value and I've been able to help them do some things. It's all about a negotiation is from a position of power. You know, it was unusual for me to kind of stumble into what I did with this particular agent, being able to help them in the particular way that I did. But anyone can have a conversation. And we think about negotiations as something, it's almost like a dirty word. Negotiate is a dirty word, but it's not. All it is a conversation. Mostly what I do when I go into negotiations with anyone for anything is I spend more time listening than I do talking. The reason why is I want to know what their pain points are. I want to know what they're concerned about. I want to know what is driving them. And if I can understand what's driving them, I'm in a better position to actually talk. So you can negotiate from a position of, hey, this is what I want, take it or leave it. Or you can negotiate from a position of trying to hear what they have to say, learn about what they are, what's important to them, and then drive the negotiation from that point. That's my advice on that. I hope that answers your question with that. Good morning, Dan. Let's see. Lenny. John, yes, 60 to 90 days and a few welcome surprises along the way too. New audition opportunities, etc. Yep. Good morning, Barbara. Justin said, works good in the car. You must be talking about the mic, is what you were probably talking about with there. Warren, dude, your audio and video is actually synced on a live stream. That's amazing, Earl. Well done. Warren, you must have been away for a while if that's the first time you're seeing this. But yeah, I guess it gets better as time goes on. You learn more, you do more. You learn more, you do better. All right, John. So good, Earl. I think many times we create these big hurdles to overcome to look pro, but there are simple solutions. Great stuff. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. Thomas, demos are so important. They tell others what you are capable of. The two schools of thought are the DIY, do it yourself, and having it done. Can you discuss the pros and cons of each? When it comes to demos, now this is real down and dirty for me when it comes to creating demos. If you're a new voice actor and you're not making a ton of money yet or whatever, the one skill that I believe is really, really necessary above and beyond just learning the skill of voiceover is becoming an audio engineer, learning your DAW, the ins and outs of it. And that takes time to do. When you're starting out and you learn these things, I believe it's my school of thought to create your own demo, the DIY. Do it yourself because you're starting off at a lower point and you're going to get lower paying gigs and lower paying jobs. And this is going to help you develop your skills, not only in voiceover, but also in audio production. Now, when it comes to the level, like I'm about to take a leap, I want to get more into big budget stuff in regards to television promos, for television stations and things of that nature. So this is why you guys have heard me say, I'm going to go out probably to LA and work with Chuck Durant in order to get basically a demo that pops, and his demos are $2,500. Well, 3 years ago, I couldn't afford a $2,500 demo. Who can, right? Who can shell out that much money for a demo and you're not making money? This is why it's important in the beginning. Learn how to create your own demo and spend the time to learn it. You will learn it if you take the time to do it. Most of you will probably get frustrated in the process. Take the next 3 to 6 months and learn. Spend an hour a day in audio production. Spend an hour a day watching people like Mike Russell for Music Radio Creative on YouTube. Because that's pretty much what he does. He goes through audio production using Adobe Audition. That's how I learned 85% of what I know. So yeah, so I hope that answers your question, Thomas, on that one. Let's see. Gregory, VO Virgin. Okay. Is there a community of VO artists that critique each other's recordings? Whoa, some more stuff's coming in. I got another heckler. Okay, but I guess, I don't know. This is my second heckler. So awesomeness. Let me just, boom. All right. So he's blocked. All right. That's why all this stuff is moving up so fast. All right. Where's the VO Virgin? Is there a community of voiceover artists that critique each other's recordings? I'm learning to VO and want some ears to help me learn what to listen to for my recordings. Every VO group that's out there on Facebook, there's probably somebody in there that will listen to what you have to send to them. So just post it if you want to critique. Now, I say that, and let me say this along with that. When you post your demos in a group and ask someone, what do you think about this? Or can you give me some feedback? I get those requests in different Facebook groups all the time, and I never respond to them. Reason being is that I'll probably hurt your feelings if it's not good, and I don't want to do that in a public setting. So I don't do it in a public setting. And I've never seen someone post a demo and ask for feedback and actually see someone give them really, really good critiqued feedback, because I don't think anybody wants to hurt anyone else's feelings. That's just kind of how I see it. But if you want to work with someone that will give you that feedback from a professional perspective, you're probably going to have to pay something to get someone to take the time out to critique you. And here's the thing. when you're talking about trying to find someone that's a pro that will give you some good advice or train you or teach you, most of us don't have time. Literally, it's the time is not there. And it's like, okay, and here's, let me go on the other side of this. Let me act like I'm you or the person that's asking for advice. If you want something from someone that you believe has an answer, it's probably the best to go with an offer as opposed to an ask. I talk about givers and takers all the time. It's a much different scenario in saying, or trying to offer someone something. Hey, I'm going to share your content over the next, 30 days. I'm going to make sure I share it on Twitter. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. If I do that, can you take a couple of minutes to listen to my demo or whatever and give me some feedback? Most of what happens is sitting in the chair that I sit in. People have requests all the time, and I just don't have the time to do all of that. And it's quite honestly, it cuts into my own productivity. It's like I need to stop what I'm doing, making money, in order to do something for you for free to help you make money. But you've offered nothing in return to the coach that you're looking to get the answers from. That might sound kind of harsh, but I'm telling you, that's the real. It's real with that. We're working. I'm working 12, 14 hours every day to build my business. But people are asking me all the time to help them build their business with nothing to offer. And it's not fair. I just don't believe it's fair. The reason that I say it's not fair, and I'm going to get deep on this, is because I produce such a level of, I produce so much content with so much answers in the content that it's like I'm already giving back. I give back, I would dare say, more than any other coach. I'm answering emails. I'm answering questions. I'm doing this live stream every freaking day. I'm giving back as much as I can for free. So that's my answer on that. But to get, you can always ask someone in a group to listen to your demo or whatever, and hopefully you'll get some good feedback. All right. Let's see here. Let me scroll up a bit here. So I hope I answered your question with that, Greg. Hey, what's up, Hernan? All right. Let's see. Brian Boland, Earl, new subscriber, follower, just set up my first gear and treated space. Awesome, Brian. Can I get by with a Scarlett Solo as my preamp? Yeah, dude. I got one. I got one. I just upgraded when I moved into a new space, but this was it. You only need a Solo because you just have one microphone. So don't get it twisted. I have a new Scarlett now that's much bigger and much more expensive, but that's because I've got more mics to get to set up. But yeah, Scarlett Solo, used it for years before I upgraded just last year. You're on point, dude. Let's see. Gregory, yes, linked in Facebook groups as well as local groups if you look. Lenny, when you create your own demo, where do you get your music library for your background music? I've got a link to that at stepstovoiceoversuccess.com, and you can just look on that page and scroll down, and you can just pop the link, and you'll see where that is. Here's the thing when you're talking about making these demos. There are a bunch of different free spots that are out there, and everybody's using and has used all of that free music. And I just never want to sound like anyone else. So I always tell people, pay for the good stuff. If you want to sound good, this is not a career or a business to build free. Not to be taken seriously. You can't look for all the free stuff. You're going to have to pay for something. And sometimes it comes down to music. And I would spend some money on some decent music and develop a good demo. And if you're going to do that, first what I would do is find or develop scripts that are good. Get the scripts down so that you know kind of the feel that you want to have in that particular slice of demo. And then you go out and you farm out some music, or you try and find some music. So that's my advice on that. But stepstovoiceoversuccess.com, scroll down towards the bottom and you'll see a link to get some music, royalty free. All right. Thomas Gregory, yes. Okay, Lenny, when you created, okay, and let's see, Warren. As a question here. In regards to DIY demos, what about scripts? Do you suggest writing your own or take snippets from national, regional, or local ads and sports? Is it okay to use scripts from Edge Studio? Okay, all of that is yes, but here's the answer that I would give to anyone that you can do all of that you just said, but what I would do is this. Turn on your DVR on your television, go out and buy some magazines, a couple of magazines in an industry that you want to do voiceover for. Look at the ads that are in the magazine and develop your own scripts from what you read in the magazine. Because it'll be more authentic, it'll be more real. All you have to do is change a word here and there. You know, instead of, if you're scared to say Nike in a commercial, you can just come up with another name to say for a tennis shoe company or whatever. But look at how the ads are written and then develop scripts based on that. If you go to Edge Studio, quite frankly, everyone goes to Edge Studio to try and come up with scripts. I use Edge Studio scripts for training. I don't use Edge Studio scripts for real life to put into production. I use them to coach people with, to help them get their reads down. But as far as actual production, don't do it. Yep, Audio Blocks is another great place for that. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we have come to the end of this Grind and Don't Quit Friday. I want to thank everybody for tuning into the show today, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, and also on YouTube, which is the home base for everything that I do. You guys know that I absolutely love YouTube for everything. So if you're not following me on YouTube, please do so. Just go to youtube.com/Earl Hall Studio. Please follow me there, subscribe like it says on the screen, and go ahead and tick the bell, the notification bell, to make sure that you get notified every time I go live. youtube.com/Earl Hall Studio. Also, if you guys are missing out, I produce content on other platforms. And if you're not following me on Snapchat, if you're not following me on Instagram, you're missing some stuff that I'm posting there that isn't on Facebook and it isn't on YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram at Earl Hall Studio. You can follow me on Twitter at Earl Hall VO. You can follow me on Snapchat at Earl Hall Studio. You guys have an awesome, awesome, and amazing Friday. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys on Monday. You have a great weekend. Bye-bye.